selling out the country for box. Is that what y'all out here doing? Selling out the country for box? And y'all supposed to be leading the country, and now y'all done let all these women take over and send us into a chaotic mess? Is that what y'all been doing? Dang. But I got a message for my FBAs. Ain't that what y'all like to call yourself? I'll call myself that too right now. Foundational Black American. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time of day it is for you across this wonderful country of the United States of Americas. I want to thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I just want to react to a couple of things because if you've been living under a rock, and I'm sure you haven't, you know what's going on with the whole immigration thing, Los Angeles, the riots, and things of that matter. But before we get started, I want to tell you and ask you to hit the like, hit the subscribe, drop a comment, say hey to me. Let me know what your opinion is on this reaction video, a video from Island Girl Q and Anton Daniels. That is a Monday night show with Island Girl Q. Much respect. I have been on that panel a few times. I do enjoy being on that panel. But I did see that Anton, and he's known Anton Daniels, for those of you who do not know, the Millionaire Morning Show. And he's on this show. He's on this show, and I normally watch this show, but Monday night I did not get a chance to watch the full show. But I did see that there was a clip where Anton says that women are the reason for the immigration crisis and the riots and everything that's going on. So we are going to watch this video together. I have not seen this clip, so we're going to watch it. We're going to see what Mr. Daniels has to say about this. We're going to see if we agree or not. So without further ado, because we got some stuff we want to get to, because this riot thing is a whole total mess. So I don't want to hold you. Let's get Anton Daniels' channel up. And if you want to drop it, I'm going to drop the link in the descriptions to Anton Daniels. That's Island Girl Q, her show. And the link to the show will be in the descriptions. So with that being said, let's get it.
Los Angeles past couple of days, and we'll get talking about that.
The anti-ICE protest in Los Angeles heating up after President Trump deployed National Guard troops bypassing California Governor Gavin Newsom. The demonstrations first starting after immigration authorities conducted a series of sweeps, arresting more than 100 people on Friday. LA's police chief says most of the protests in the city have been peaceful. He calls the scattered violence disgusting.
Moments ago, there's some projectiles being thrown. Just moments ago, a motorcycle seemed to try to break through the police skirmish line.
Protesters at one point shutting down the 101 freeway. Apparent flashbangs going off as police work to reopen the major roadway.
All down there just tearing up shit, just tearing down the whole Los Angeles for no fucking reason, bro. Just let me know y'all really don't give a fuck about these people. The fact that you niggas sat down there and destroyed the Kobe and Gigi mural, bro. Just let me know, bro. I don't give a fuck about y'all no more, bro. Dude, bro, y'all use situations like this just to go around fucking town burning it up. Now, what the fuck is y'all burning and destroying shit for in the goddamn city? And truthfully, it's only Mexicans, because they're the only people down here. Y'all down there burning down cars and shit, fucking waving the Mexican flag and shit. Like, bro, what is you doing? If you love Mexico so bad, go the fuck back, my nigga.
I mean, what do you guys think about the video? Who wants to talk on it first?
I agree with him. Take your ass back where you came from. It is so disrespectful to come to the United States of America and wave another flag talking about F America. Well, if Mexico is so good, go back to your country, wherever you came from, Venezuela, Ecuador, Nigeria. If America's so bad, what you here for? Why? You should be waving the American flag. This is how we know they're not here to assimilate. They're here to take over and make America the proper way of their country, but they're too lazy and to fix their own problems. And this is how I know that the Democrats were really trying to import voters, saying that they're being peaceful when they're burning cop cars, blocking the freeway, looting, fighting in the street. There is nothing peaceful about it. And I wish that they would really get a hold of this situation before
Dalen continues, I wanted to address something she said about importing voters. That is a very important statement that she made. So, and it's not wrong. So what they are doing is they want this illegal immigration because the Democratic Party know that they are losing voters. They're losing minorities. They're losing, people are waking up to the victimhood mentality. They're waking up to the fear mongering. They're waking up to the propaganda that the extension of the Democratic Party gives us, which is the mainstream media. So what they are doing is they're importing voters. They're giving them thousands of dollars in food, money, housing, low-paying jobs, because that's a lot of the reason they want them here. But what do you think happens? The more people that they have, and it works off the census, the more people that they have in that state, then that expands their votes, like the electoral college. So the more of them that they have, then the more that they can take over a particular state. What they want is the whole country, and they want it to be blue and democratic forever. They want to take over the country. They importing voters. They've flown them in. Biden was flying them in, and such and so forth. So when Dalen is talking about importing voters, that is exactly what she means. Dropping them in certain communities, which is normally the poor and black communities. And I didn't mean poor and black, like it's just black people poor. I mean poor communities, period. And then black communities primarily also. Let's not get it twisted. But at the end of the day, it's the working man. So I just wanted to say that because Dalen said that. So let's say, let's do that for you.
It's really out of hand. So that's my take.
Okay. Anybody disagree with her?
You bet not.
I think what's going on with them is like it's just the next ethnic group that's got an issue in America that gets a turn to act out, you know, the way that they want to. It kind of reminds me of you guys remember seeing that movie The Siege with Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis, and it was a movie about martial law. You know, you see all of these rumors on social media about martial law every time they see any type of imagery of military equipment movement and stuff like that, all the kind of conspiracy theories that go with it. But this is, you know, like the precursor for, you know, getting troops on the ground, which is what you're seeing with the National Guard getting involved. So
when it's a Whitey's turn,
people need to kind of like pay attention to this and recognize that the next time that there's a level of civil unrest, the response will be much more faster, a lot more brutal, and a lot more prompt. So, you know,
send the Marines.
I mean, I think that the left has put a battery in these people's backs. I mean, the victim mentality is I mean, for some reason we entertain the victim mentality these days. The left, they wave the number one flag for it. And I feel for people to feel that type of confidence. I mean, that was in California, right? Yeah, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that stuff in a red state. I mean, let's think about it. Because at the end of the day, you know, what we've learned, especially from this last election, right? We've learned that victim mentality, for some reason, people are jumping on that boat right now. And those people that have the courage to do that on American soil, you know, you say all the time, people are fighting to get into America. No one's fighting to get away. And those people that feel the courage to do that, it's most likely because of what is being entertained, especially in this day and age right now. A lot of stuff that's trending on social media now, this victim mindset, victim mentality. And that's why these people feel the courage to be able to do that on American soil. I mean, I feel like, you know, and we've seen that in the election this year. The election is what empowered these the victim, and I'm so against the victim mentality. So when I see that stuff, it's kind of angering, honestly. And I feel like if you're here in America, if you're a patriot for America, if you really want to be here, do it the right way, do it the American way. All right, get your voter status right. I came here. I was I had my green card. You know, everyone laughs at you when you come to America with a green card, right? And I had my green card, and guess what? I became a citizen. I did it the right way. And I tell people
how do you get a green card?
So when I came to America, my dad was already. I played basketball. So my dad, when I came over here, I came to live with my dad when I was 16. And when you're here for a certain amount of years, you're automatically eligible to get a green card. You're automatically eligible once you have your green card to get a citizenship. So I eventually got married, and people think I got married and got my citizenship by that. No, I got my citizenship just because after getting married, because I was able to be here after a certain amount of time. So I did it the right way. I went to go get my documents. I got my social security number way earlier. I worked hard. I took the test. I did everything the right way. And I feel like if you come over here illegally, you shouldn't be comfortable illegally. You should be coming over here to do the right thing, get things documented the right way. And if you know you've overstayed your welcome, you know that. Anytime you get caught, you've overstayed your welcome. How are you going to complain when you do things illegally? And I think that's where the left goes wrong. They forget that if someone's doing something illegal, that's it. You're doing it illegal. Point blank. Period.
If you're scared for some reason, it's because you did something wrong. That's it.
So wait, you get a green card after you get married?
No. I got my green card because I was 16 years old and my dad was a citizen here. So when I moved over here, I was eligible to get my green card because of my age. After having it at that time, things have changed probably. I had it for 8 years, I believe. And then I was eligible to go get my citizenship. But it took me about 3 years after that to then eventually go get my citizenship. And then I became a citizen in 2015. So I've been a dual citizen now for Great Britain and for America since 2015. But I did it the right way.
Congratulations.
So it didn't have anything to do with it, Mary.
Yeah.
No.
I got you.
And I think that's the part that people are missing is that just like how you gave your story, you did it.
Okay, y'all, I do not want to watch. It's a 20-minute video, but I do want to see if I can we can find where Anton. Here we go.
I go ahead and call it like the Taliban,
right.
You know what I'm saying, or Al Qaeda, in terms of trying to radicalize the local populace and motivate them emotionally in the absence of knowledge. And it's a fear-based, fear-mongering type of mindset.
Y'all overthinking it and y'all trying to make sense of it. But the reality of it is, and the brass tacks of it is, the minute that we start empowering women to have a choice in what happens and started pushing for them to start to participate more in what we got going on here in the United States of America is when we started to see the liberal party become what it is. What y'all don't understand, and I don't know how old y'all are, but the Democrats today and what they consider liberalism or democratic policy is completely different than what it was in the 80s and even the 90s. This was something that they advocated against. This wasn't even an issue that we separated ourselves based off of politics. Republicans and Democrats both agreed that we needed to close off our borders. They both agreed that we shouldn't have illegal migrants coming over into the country. As a matter of fact, I played videos of Nancy Pelosi back in early 1994, 93, 94, of where she was saying exactly, word for word, exactly what Trump is saying today. And that even we needed to renegotiate our trade deals and that we needed to put tariffs on China. Literally word for word of what Trump is saying today. And so the minute that we started to empower women more to have a say-so politically, and see you, baby, good night. We started to empower women more to have a say-so politically. We started to see the downfall of America. And it's the same thing that's happening across the world. If you look at what's happening over in Mexico right now, you see Claudia Sheinbaum. Now she's the president of Mexico. You see female leadership starting to take place over in the EU. You see female leadership starting to take place over in a lot of these other countries where you had patriarchy. Now, I'm not saying that.
Oh, so I wouldn't have said this a few years ago, maybe. I don't know, but I kind of see it and I kind of get it now. Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are y'all doing? There is a sense of there's trying to be like a woman takeover They do not like men. The patriarchy is what they call it. But ironically, they let men in the patriarchy still tell them that they're coming in their bathroom. So that's another conversation. But I mean, he might be right, because if you're thinking about it, we're emotional. We work off emotions. We naturally have a sense of caring. We naturally have a sense of nurturing, but we also have another sense of pettiness, spitefulness, and evilness. And that's just, I'm just saying as a woman, don't get mad at me. Don't come for me. Women can't be evil. So it's just what it is.
It's 100% right, or everything is great, or that we didn't have wars and things like that across the world. And I think that the majority of those wars and the things that we've been experiencing all have been politically motivated in order to continue to keep people's pockets lined. But when we talk about the very core root of what it is that we are as Americans, when you say feelings, for example, Victor, when you talk about feelings, when you talk Laura, I think it's Laura's.
Lowers.
Sorry for mispronouncing your name. When you talk about feelings, when you talk about these things, these are all feminine traits. Everybody has feelings, everybody has emotions, but men are taught, conditioned, groomed to not make decisions based off of emotion and start to make decisions based off of logic, because we can't afford to make these decisions. We can't afford to lose. We can't afford to be number two. We can't afford all of these things. So when I see men today, for example, I see men all the time inside of the chat. I see men jump on these panels. I see men all of the time. I expect it from the women, because that's what women do. Women are illogical when they make emotional decisions. But when I see men act like bitches, when I see men act like females, when I see men getting their emotions and try to tell me how we need to acquiesce over to, pander, and then continue to try to make sure that they feel good about themselves, it shows me where we are as a nation, as a country. It shows me that we have a lot of single mothers that have created son husbands that make them feel good about it. And it shows me that when I see men that label their women as partners, when I see them following y'all to the polls to continue to vote for Kamala Harris, it gives me some insight into who it is that we've become as a nation and as a people. And even though we did vote in Donald Trump, let's be very clear, there is a lot of people, tens of millions of people, that still voted for Kamala Harris, despite the fact that the Democrats have lost their way and become something completely different. When we see who the core is of these parties, when we see who's running, when we see all of these women on social media talking their shit and advocating for illegal migrants, women, black women, white women, all women, and then these men that's following behind them because they want some pussy, that tells me that we've been feminized. And the more that we allow for women to control what happens inside of politics and our households, the further below, the further behind, and the worse off we're going to be as a nation. The core problem is that we've allowed for femininity to take over politics. That's why y'all champion AOC. That's why y'all champion Jasmine Crockett. You don't even see men as the leaders of the Democratic Party no more.
You're right about that. Like, that's wild, because and women are so, they can be tribal, but they are very like crab in a bucket mentality. They are very passive aggressive, and they will tear each other down. But it seems like we come together on these silly causes. Jasmine Crockett, let's not even talk about her. Like, she would get up there, and she is in freaking Congress. And half the stuff I hear her say, I know it's a lie. And I'm still learning this thing. And I know it's a lie. I watched them lie. I watched them sell us out. I watched these black politicians, even with this immigration thing, these black politicians, especially these women, they just hate Trump so bad, and they know this is wrong. They know they're going to drop them off in our communities. They know that it's going to affect the black community more than it affects anybody else. Then you got them out here, won't mention our sons unaliving each other. Just gone in the street every day, all day. The mental health issues we got going on. All these things, they will not acknowledge it. They coddle it. And it is almost a sign of femininity. Well, not almost, it is a sign of femininity. And I will go so far as to say, I've heard Pearl, I think that was Pearl, and she was like, she don't think women should vote. I don't think it's a lot of people should vote. Men, woman, indifferent. I think but Rick Ramaswamy had it perfect. There needs to be some type of measure or some type of games that you have to do before you get your voter card. Because this is ridiculous. Let me see what else you got to say. I don't think we're going to watch this whole video because Black people, we're going to talk about this.
Crazy. It's Bernie Sanders because he's aligned himself with AOC. It's not any men. Hakeem Jeffries, they call him to knock off Obama. They don't even give him any credence. They don't even put a woman in. They say that they had to get the Black woman vote, that they had to get the white woman vote in order for Biden to even win the election, which I believe he stole. But regardless, he was the president for him to become the president of 2020, 2021 in the first place. That's how far we've fallen as a nation. We've let women determine what we do and how we move.
But I think that's completely different from femininity. That's just feminism. Feminism is anti-femininity, in my opinion.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. But we champion it, though. We celebrate it.
I think it also captures that there's a huge matriarchal split in our society where you got households that's, like with the traditional format of men leading the household, no matter how the format is. And those men voted conservatively. Even the men that chose to go vote blue, they're living in feminized households for the most part.
But they did it. Most of them did it secretly.
Oh, of
Even
course.
The guys that switched over, they scared to speak.
Yeah.
They scared. Yeah, I agree with that.
They really did. They scared.
Yep. Because if you just looked at it if you looked at the last election like it was a football game, and a lot of people was voting for Kamala, I'm like, how in the world how was Kamala going to be able to get the votes that Hillary Clinton couldn't even get? You know what I'm saying? With a woman of color, the ran on the same politics, just basically copied and pasted the same campaign, never campaign towards Black men at all, and then until the end, it just shows you the priority. They didn't want Black men that are traditionally masculine to have any type of say-so or leverage in the conversation because they knew it would sway the average household. Most men are not down with the politics and the policies and the pet peeves.
I think you off on that. I don't think they fear y'all at all as Black men.
Oh, I agree with that.
They
don't have to get us involved. They just said forget it. We don't need to even cater to them. And it showed in the prioritization when they got ready to get Obama to come back and try to talk to them.
Nope. It shows because y'all pussy whip. And the women know it. The women know all they gotta do is throw it back for a real one. Y'all gonna shut the fuck up. I agree with that too. Y'all gonna shut the fuck up because y'all scared that y'all gonna lose out on some box. Y'all so scared of these women that you're gonna lose out on a little bit of head that you willing to sell out it. The biggest sellouts is dudes that do it for the pussy.
I'm agree. Hey, I'm really agree.
You ain't gotta worry about race relations. You ain't gotta worry about politics.
Nope.
All you gotta do is throw a fat ass right in front of you, and it's over. Niggas are fall, they'll melt, they'll sell out their homeboy, they'll shoot their partner, they'll do anything that you want them to do. And I said it a long time ago, and I'm gonna say it again. The biggest threat to a man, specifically, especially Black men, is a fat ass.
Wow, Anton. That's crazy. You men out here selling out the country for box? Is that what y'all out here doing? Selling out the country for box? And y'all supposed to be leading the country, and now y'all done let all these women take over and send us into a chaotic mess? Is that what y'all been doing? Dang. But I got a message for my FBAs. Ain't that what y'all like to call yourself? I'll call myself that too right now. Foundational Black American. Don't y'all get involved in this damn border, this protest and rioting and all that stuff that's paid for and that's set up and going to be set up for y'all to get locked up somebody's going to get unalive, because that's what they want. Let's be clear. But what my message is, yes, Anton is right. It's right, because I can't say he's not right in this when I always say even a lot of the issues in the Black community has to do with women right now. Even when it started, when we kicked them out. So that, you know, I'm not going to even go down in a history lesson. But it is. You can't in one breath say, we raised y'all, we raised this community, we did it on our own, we single Black women, and want to take accountability for the good, but do not want to take accountability for the mess we see out here, the culture that we celebrate, or any of that. So yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching. Just another brown girl in America. I'll see you later. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and comment, and share this to your family and friends. Bye.